my happy crafters. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully you guys are having a marvelous day. I am here to share with you guys what I created. Now, a few weeks back, I made this carousel. I have to keep in mind where I have my camera view right now. I created this carousel, and I used some Frank Garcia molds and created some resin horses that I painted and decorated, and everything is so sparkly and pretty. And when I made this, I was actually inspired by how the top came out, and I thought how cool it would look to be like a cupcake or something of that nature. So I did go ahead and try to make one, my friends. Hopefully you guys will like what I created. Without further ado, here it is. My top is falling off. So basically, I went ahead and just move this up just a slight bit right there. I did go ahead and use the same cutting die, which is this carousel die right here, by KSCRAFT. And I used 3 of the pieces from in here. I used the octagon shape. I used the part that makes the panels, not the insides that go in the panels. And then I also used the little scalloped triangles. So I used this piece and this piece, not these, just this one, and then this one right here with the little tapped ends, so that I can make the actual box. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in here, you guys. There's a lot of different layers that I use in order to kind of make this look like a cupcake. Hopefully I achieved it. You guys will let me know if it does indeed look like a cupcake or not. Hubby says it looks like something you could definitely eat. It looks like a strawberry shortcake type of muffin. I mean, not muffin, cupcake, my friends. And so I had a lot of struggle with this. I'm trying to get it to look just right. I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys what everything looks like, and then I'll tell you what I actually use. I'm gonna bring it up so that you guys can see it. And it's pretty tall, but not as tall as my carousel. I did cut about 1/2 inch off the base, so I did cut 1/2 inch off this part here, off the base. And I wanted it to look a little bit more stout, because cupcakes usually are not long in the body. They're usually, you know, little, small, you know, deliciousness. And so let me just do a quick little spin here and show you guys. And hopefully this view is okay. I was having an issue with my normal camera setup for this type of share, because it's such a, you know, it's such a dimensional tall project that it was kind of hard to catch it just from the top angle alone. But this is what it came out like. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this part off. So you basically grab it from the top and you can take the box off. And I'm gonna put this to the side so that I can discuss with you the little topper that I did. So on the inside I did use some Maggie Holmes paper. I used from her Bloom collection. And is Bloom or Blossom? I think it's Bloom. Yeah, it's Bloom. So I did use, let me just get the cover here. So from this paper pad, I used this one here. I'd used that one there, and I believe that's basically it. So just this paper and this paper here, these two, and that's how I made, that's how I added the little bits and pieces into that. And I painted the inside of it right there so that you guys can see. And I cut out one of the octagons for the base. I actually cut one out and glued it in there so that it's kind of sealed in. And that way, you know, it just has more stability to it. And then I added a whole bunch of different trims. Now in here there's 3 different layers, or 4 different layers I believe, of trims. We have actually some knitting wool. I'm not sure that's how you call it, but I received a whole spool of knitting wool from Crystal Rose, and she sent it to me in white. And I went ahead and put it all the way around. My idea was to kind of make it look like it was whipped cream or frosting or something like that, but it was too flat still. I needed more dimension. So then I went in with this pleated lace trim right here, this pleated trim. And then I went in with another trim right here, which is this one here. Some of the pieces are stuck. Let me not fudge that too much. They got stuck to the heart. But that's okay, because actually that'll give it more stability. So I added some of this really pretty trim here, which I've had in my stash for quite some time. I wasn't sure what to do with it, but I think it kind of works really, really nicely with this. And basically I did that. I twirled it all the way around so that it's, you know, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And then the last final trim that I added with this is this other very pale pink lacy one, super, super pretty. And I used most of it up, most of what I had in my stash. And then I went in and I'm like, okay, it needs something to like add some sparkle, add something, just make it a little bit more, you know, bright, like brighten it up a little bit more. And so I added some of this trim here, and I just basically cut pieces off, and then I just looped it and glued them into place. Now I didn't have much, so it's not like completely saturated in it. I did have to kind of like pick and choose where I was gonna add that at. But out of all my trims, this is the one that looked the nicest with the other pinks that I had going on there. And then I wanted to kind of add this element of like, you know, the whipped cream that you put on top of the sundae. Because you guys know I love me some ice cream, right? And so what I did is that I went ahead and added some of this very light pink organza ruffle trim that I had there, and I added that in there. Now on the inside, you're going to see it kind of sparkles a little bit. That's a really jumbo pearl. And all I did was add some UV resin with some of my chunky glitters in it and dried it up. I also used the UV resin to set the hearts throughout the cupcake, as well as set the one on the top, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to fall off. It was glued there nicely. So that's basically what the top looks like. So I'm going to show it to you guys like this. Let me see if I can there we go. And this is basically what it looks like. And I think it came out really, really adorable overall. And then this is my box. Now the top does sit really nicely on here, but you do have to just finesse it a little bit because there's so much trim going around. You have to make sure that you run your finger around the edge just so that it's not like going inside of the box. So this is what the outside looks like. Now on the outside, again, I did add some of that trim. Again, I used this ruffled looking paper that they had in the collection, and all I did in the bottom is that I pleated it so that it gives it like that that texture all the way around. So I pleated the paper, I cut it down to size, and then I went ahead and added some of the lacy pink trim. And then I found this other really pretty trim in my stash. I've used it a couple times, and I had a little bit left, so I used that up in there, and I added that in there just to kind of give it a little bit of pop and also some separation. And then with this little yellow gold trim that I have here is the one that comes with a string threaded through it. So I just have to pull the strings and it kind of loops itself, and then I just made like these little makeshift flowers, added a little pearl center to them, and glued them on each one of the panels. This paper in the bottom is the same paper that's here on top, because this is like one of those papers that kind of goes down. It gradually changes colors as it goes down. So then I just glued that on the top, and I thought that the lines served well with the aesthetic of what a cupcake kind of looks like. Hopefully I got that good. And then I just added some little trim just to kind of, you know, top it off, some little sparkly trim there. And that's basically what my box looks like. This is what that paper looks like on its own. And again, it kind of goes gradually switching colors to the darkest of pinks. And these were just a piece that I had left over, so I just cut it in half and glued it into place. And on the inside, I had this really big sheet of this blinged out mesh type of material here. I'm not sure what you call this, but it's like a blinged out mesh. We get it from Dollar Tree all the time. But I had this really, really wide roll, well, piece, not roll. So I just decided to fill it in because I never know what to do with that thing anyways. And so I just used it in here. I think it goes well with the box, and it kind of gives the box on the inside a little bit of interest and sparkle. So I really like how that came out. And this is what it looks like when it's all together. You obviously have to line up the sides. And like I said, it's a little bit of a struggle. Usually what I like to do is just kind of stretch out the sides just a little bit and then put it on. It's kind of like when you have to fix your hair to put your hat. Yeah, so we're doing one of those. And then it just sits right on top. So once I can get it in there, it actually does hold itself really, really nicely on there. I've even been able to pick it up from its lid. But we have these scalloped edges underneath. So I'm just making sure everything is there. So we're good to go. And then I just like to kind of squeeze them down and, you know, just make sure that they are there. And this is it, my friends. This is my cupcake share. My DIY cupcake share. Again, I did it with the KSCRAFT Carousel cutting die that I got from Amazon, but you can also find them on AliExpress. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this share. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way on to the next amazing creation that you're gonna go watch. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. Definitely hit that bell. Again, all types of crafts, all different things, and you never really know what you're gonna do, what you're gonna see when you get here, because I never know what I'm gonna make next. So it's always a fun surprise, you guys. So thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys out on the next one. Bye.